Welcome to Truth Be Told Paranormal. I'm your host, Tony Sweet. Tonight we're diving into one of the most mind-bending questions of all time. Did ancient aliens shape our world, or were our ancestors far more advanced than we realize? We've all seen the images. The pyramids rising from the sands of Egypt, the precision-cut stones of Pumapunku in Bolivia, the celestial alignments at Stonehenge and Machu Picchu. Mainstream archaeology tells us these were built by primitive humans, using basic tools and an extraordinary amount of patience. But what if that's not the full story? What if we're staring at the fingerprints of a forgotten civilization, one that understood energy, vibration, astronomy, and consciousness in ways we're only beginning to rediscover? For decades, the ancient astronaut theory, made famous by Erich von Däniken in TV shows like Ancient Aliens, suggested that extraterrestrials visited Earth thousands of years ago, teaching humanity the secrets of technology and architecture. But there's another possibility. Maybe the gods weren't visitors from the stars. Maybe they were us, a version of humanity that reached spiritual and scientific heights, then lost it all in a cataclysm we've almost forgotten. Tonight we're going to explore that idea, not just what was built, but why, and whether awakening this forgotten knowledge could be part of our next great evolution. Let's start with Göbekli Tepe, modern-day Turkey. For years, archaeologists believe civilization began around 4000 BC with Sumer in Egypt. Then Göbekli Tepe shattered that timeline. We're talking 12,000 years old, older than the wheel, older than writing. And yet, this site contains massive stone pillars, perfectly balanced, covered in intricate carvings of animals and celestial symbols. How did hunter-gatherers, supposedly primitive, quarry, transport, and align 20-ton stones into a structure that may have mapped the stars? And then, for reasons unknown, they buried the entire complex under tons of earth, as if preserving it for a future generation to find. Now, shift south to Egypt. The Great Pyramid of Giza, aligned with true north to an accuracy of 3/60 of a degree. Its base is within fractions of an inch, perfectly level. Even with modern laser technology, replicating that precision would be difficult today. And then there's the newly found submerged pyramids off the coast of Japan in Yonaguni, discovered by divers in the 1980s. Huge stone terraces and steps lie beneath 80 feet of water, suggesting they were built before sea levels rose, after the last ice age, over 10,000 years ago. Across the Atlantic and South America, the Nazca lines stretch for miles, visible only from above. Were they offerings to the gods, or celestial markers for something else entirely? And in the Bolivian Andes, at Pumapunku, giant andesite blocks, some weighing over 100 tons, are carved with precision corners and drill holes that defy explanation. No mortar, no binding agent. Each piece fits together like a three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle. If this were a lost high-tech culture, maybe they didn't use electricity as we know it, but resonance, frequency, magnetism. We're only now rediscovering how vibration affects matter. The same principles that could move massive stones without cranes or wheels. So here's where I offer you the Truth Be Told perspective, my personal take. Maybe we're looking at our own forgotten past, Not aliens, but humans who achieved a mastery of mind and matter that we can barely comprehend today. We assume advanced means digital or metallic, circuits, machines, spaceships. But what if their technology was biological, energetic, even spiritual? What if consciousness itself was their science? Think about it. Every ancient culture, from Egypt to the Maya to India, spoke about energy, vibration, and the connection between heaven and earth. The pyramids weren't just tombs. They were resonators, amplifiers of the earth's natural frequencies. Temples were built at magnetic nodes, as if designed to tune human consciousness. The ancients left behind blueprints, not just for structures, but for awakening. Their myths about the gods descending from the sky could describe celestial beings, or human consciousness elevated to divine states. When I visit these ancient places, and I've been lucky enough to walk through some of them, you can feel the energy. It's not just history, it's alive. It's as if the stones remember us, even if we've forgotten them. So maybe the real mystery isn't whether aliens helped us. Maybe it's why we forgot who we were. Let's zoom out for a moment. What if humanity goes through cycles, like the earth itself, of creation, destruction, and rebirth? What if every few thousand years, knowledge rises and falls like the tides? Maybe Atlantis, Lemuria, or Mu aren't myths, but memories, encoded in our collective unconscious. When we dream of flying cities or telepathic civilizations, maybe it's not fantasy. Maybe it's ancestral recall. And here's the kicker. Maybe we're entering another awakening now. We're exploring consciousness through meditation, psychedelics, quantum physics, AI. We're beginning to merge science and spirit once again, the same union our ancestors may have lived by. What if that's the next step of evolution? Not building bigger machines, but remembering how to be fully human. Maybe the true disclosure won't come from Washington, D.C., but from within us, a remembering of who we've been and who we can be again. So, here's my Truth Be Told moment. We're not waiting for aliens to come down and save us. We're rediscovering the knowledge we've carried all along. The ancients didn't need flying saucers. They had consciousness. They tuned into the frequencies of the earth, the stars, and each other. Their technology was awareness. Maybe that's what our society has to relearn, to listen to the planet, to the cosmos, to ourselves. If Göbekli Tepe, the pyramids, and the Nazca lines are messages from the past, maybe they're not saying we were visited. Maybe they're saying, wake up. You've done this before. And if that's true, then we're not alone. We never have been. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time, mystery, and memory. I'm Tony Sweet, and this is Truth Be Told Paranormal. If tonight's episode made you think, question, or feel a spark of remembrance, share it. Let's keep the conversation alive. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and clubparanormal.com for more deep dives into the mysteries of our world and ourselves. Until next time, keep searching for the truth, because it's out there, and maybe it's been inside us all along.